Hello, my friends. This is Jeannie. Welcome to part 3 and the final part of my envelope journal tutorial. I thought I can get it done in 2 parts, but quickly realized that wasn't going to happen. So in part 1, I showed you how to make the journal itself. In part 2, I showed you some of the basics for decorating the journal. And in this final part, what I thought we would do is decorate a couple more of the pages, adding a few elements and showing you how I do that. And then I will finish by showing you how I make the elastic closure for the album using some elastic cord, a button, and a charm if you so desire to add a charm. Charm is optional. So I thought we would decorate the page that has the side pocket, only because we didn't decorate a page, anything like that one in the second part. So the key to decorating or to putting a panel on this page, which is what I want to do, is to make sure that you don't put any adhesive in this area right here in the center, because whatever you tuck into this pocket, whatever you tuck into this side pocket, you want for it to be able to tuck really far down into the pocket. If you glue this area right here, it will only go as far as where that glue seals this right here. So key here, glue only on the outside edges. So I cut a panel. This is the panel. It is 4 by 5 1/4, which is the measurement for my book. And that's a measurement that allows for about 1/4 inch border around the page where you can still see the craft color envelope, which I want to be seen. If you don't want the craft color envelope or whatever envelope you're using to be seen, then obviously just cut a panel that's the size of whatever your envelope page is. We're going to add some adhesive, and because the pocket is already cut open and I'm not creating the pocket with this paper, it's okay for me to put adhesive around all 4 edges of the panel. The only thing I don't want to do is, like I said, put glue right here, because that's going to shorten that pocket. So because it is a pocket with a tuck where you can tuck something in there, I'm going to use wet glue. I could use my double-sided tape, but what I find, if you use the double-sided tape and then you press something deep into the pocket, then the bottom edge of whatever you press into that pocket can potentially stick to the tape, and it'll ruin the edge of whatever it is you're trying to tuck into the pocket, and it won't make for an easy gliding in and out. So I use a wet glue that once it dries, there's no stickiness that I have to worry about. So I'm going to use my Tombow Mono glue. I love this stuff. And like I said, because the pocket is already cut into the page, I don't have to worry. I can put adhesive on all 4 edges. And what I will do, I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive here, just to make sure I get a good stick. Being careful to avoid here for those reasons I stated before. So here's my panel. Let's see. That looks good. That looks very good. You hear that snoring in the background? That's my dog. She is so sweet. She's old. She's 12 years old. And so she follows me wherever I go. I'm in the craft room tonight. She's in the craft room tonight. She's sleeping on her little bed and she's snoring. So you'll have to forgive that. She's a cutie. So we'll do that. also, what I was thinking for this page, and I'll do a flip through of the final album, is this would be a good page maybe where a photo could be matted. And so I just stamped a sentiment and a little, just a little, on a little piece of paper, and I distressed the edges, and I thought I would add that to the top there. It says, I think you're all sorts of wonderful. So I'm imagining that this is going to be an album where maybe you can put photos of some of the favorite people in your life. Actually, maybe instead of the top, I'll put it at the bottom. Why don't we do that? Let's do the bottom. And once you see the second page, you'll understand why I put it at the bottom. So there, did that there. So that's cool. That finishes that page. I have another panel for this page, same size. And for this one, will use my ATG. Oh my goodness, she is really snoring. Someone is tired. So it was another snowy day out here in Suffolk County. We had a nor'easter. So even though it is a work day, I didn't go to work today. I got a snow day. So, oh, so sad I miss work. No, not really. And actually, what I'm going to do before I adhere this panel, I should have done this first. I want to have this strip of paper, which coordinates with the little strip that I put the sentiment on, going across like this, so that it would make a great little tuck spot to tuck some either more photos or note or whatever in. So what I'm going to do before I adhere this panel is I'm going to take the strip of paper that I want to cut, put it against the panel. Then I will go in with a pen or something to mark. And here I already marked it. You see the lines? What I did was I marked the edges so that I get a strip perfect for my page that can go kind of diagonally like that. So I marked the page, or I should say the strip. I'm now going to cut it. So that's how I make my little strips, my diagonal strips, so they perfectly fit my page. I'm going to go in and ink the edges so I can put that to the side. I can adhere this panel. There we go. That's good. And then this will go across like that. And for this one, I'm going to use some wet glue on the top and bottom edge because I want a strong stick. I don't want that strip to come off when someone is tucking something in there. You want a pretty good solid stick. So I'm going to use my Tombow Mono Glue. Line that up. I can't get over how loud this dog is snoring. She is too cute though. It's my little girl. She's breaking my heart though, I'm telling you. She's been very sick and she's already had, I think we're on 3 blood transfusions. And she's on some very serious medication, but she seems to be doing well now. And I guess at some point, I just have to accept that she's not going to be here forever, but I'm not there yet. So, and as long as she has quality of life, I'm good with making sure she gets whatever medical attention she needs. So, how cool is that? That looks really good. So right here, what you can do is if you wanted to tuck something in there, you could. And the strip, the diagonal strip, will help keep it in place. And then here you can add a photo or your favorite image or whatever. And then here you have a nice pocket for some tags, and I made some tags. I just took some toppers and cut aparts from that die cut kit I showed in the part 2 video. Punched a little hole at the top, added some of this black and white twine, and I chose the black and white because it very much reminds me of the little socks and gloves that a lot of the gorgeous girls wear that are black and white, so that's why I did that. And I distressed the edges of the tag just to keep them coordinating with the rest of the book. And I'm going to go ahead and tuck these tags in here. And again, because I made sure to not adhere any type of glue or tape to the middle of that pocket, I have a pretty deep pocket, and the tags go in and fit quite nicely. So that's that page. Oop, there's the page. So believe it or not, since that second video, I've gone through and completely decorated this entire book. So I'll do a little flip through, but first let me show you how I make the elastic closure. So simple idea, using just some elastic cording and a button and a charm. So this is the way it works. I got some elastic cording, and I mean, you can get elastic cording anywhere. Dollar Tree, Amazon, you name it. Get a color that coordinates with your book. What I do is I just roughly measure one time around the book, and whatever length I get, you know, understanding that it's elastic and you'll have a little more give, so you don't, you know, it's okay if you cut it exactly on. I tend to cut it a little bit longer, just because I know that my books get a little chunky, so I leave a little extra give there. Also take into account that you're going to be tying a knot, so that'll take up some of the elastic as well. So whatever length of elastic cord I get, I then take that and double it up so that I have basically a loop, right? And what I'm going to do, find a favorite button or button that coordinates with your album. In my case, the front is purple, so I just found this little purple button. And you can use whatever size button you want. Obviously, the bigger the button, the less likely you are to see the knot behind the button, but the knot doesn't bother me. So I'm okay with the knot being seen. If the knot bothers you, then just use a bigger button. So once you have your button, you're going to thread the elastic through the button hose. Okay, so you have that right there. Then at this point, you want to also make sure you thread your charm. Unless your charm has a clasp, but then you don't have to worry. You can just use the clasp to get it on that way. This charm doesn't have a clasp. It just has a little hoop at the top. So I'm going to have to put that in now. So there we have charm. Then a knot or two at the top. I find one knot does it. I'm going to go ahead and just trim the edges of my elastic so that it's even. Then what I have here, you can pull this way and hide the knot behind. Hide the knot. Hide the knots. Oh, it doesn't really matter. You can either pull, boy, all of a sudden I'm like fumble fingers here. Pull the elastic so that the knot is hidden behind the button like that. Okay, and also my charm is there. Looks very pretty. If the knot doesn't bother you, then just leave it this way. Knot doesn't bother me, so I'm going to leave it just like this. And then now I have this really cool closure. So I can go ahead. I'm going to put this down. Hold the button with my thumb. Just bring it around. And look what I have. Pretty closure with a little charm dangling on the elastic as well. Isn't that pretty? So super easy. Super, super easy journal to make from start to finish. There she is. She is so pretty. So let's open her up. And let's do a flip through. Oh my gosh. So here we go. Front. Here we have a pocket right here. Here I made a mat that you can attach a photo to, or if you want a journal or whatever, and then you tuck it back in there. You have that spot. Here we have a pocket. I made some tags for the pocket. Open this up. You have a tuck spot here, tuck spot here. Here's that flap that we just created with a couple of tags inside of it. Here's that page. 2 pages we just made. You can put a nice photo here, a note or another photo in there. This flips this way. You have a pocket in here. You also have a pocket here. This is a flip element that goes up. You can do some journaling up here. Attach a photo here. Turn this over. Another spot for a photo. Included a sentiment. May this day and the following days be filled with wonderful memories. Here I have an envelope that I adhered and a tag that I made to coordinate with the envelope that fits in here. Good place for some journaling. This is another tuck spot right here. Another good place for a photo. It's a good day to have a great day. Turn this over. Tuck spot. Here you can take a photo, punch a little hole in it, put some twine and hang it from here so that it hangs off this button. This button is popped up a little bit with some dimensional tape so that you can put or hang something off there if you wanted to, or you can just put a photo here. And I use that same twine to thread the button and make a little bow. This is a little spot where I just put a bookmark. I stamped it and heat embossed it with "Hello, my friend." And in this final pocket, I have a couple of extra tags, and as always, I tuck in my my card, my channel card. So, and that's the back. That's the entire completed book. I had so much fun making this book and sharing the process with you. Hopefully, you're inspired to make your own book. And if you do, and you make a video or you post any pictures, definitely drop a link. I'd love to see your completed projects. It's always fun. Or email a photo, whatever you want to do. I would just love to see some of your projects and what you do with some of the ideas and tips that hopefully you picked up in this 3-part series. So there you are, my friends. Thank you so much for watching. Actually, before I let you go, let me show you the stamp set that I use for these sentiments. This is by Mama Elephant, and it is called Sunday Sentiments. It's one of my favorite sets. It's one of my favorite set of sentiments And I go to it all the time. I love the Hello Friend. Congratulations. Thank you. You can see the ones that I go to all the time. They're heavily inked. So, and the bakery twine that I use, I actually picked this up at a Dollar Tree for, not a Dollar Tree, at the Target for $1. But like I said, you can get twine anywhere. So now, that is my completed project. Thank you so much for watching. I truly do appreciate it, my friends. And I hope you will like this video. And if you like what you see, I hope you'll subscribe and come visit me again. I have a couple more tutorials already planned, and we'll be filming them and posting them soon. So thank you. I truly do appreciate it. Until next time. Bye-bye.